YouTube, mic check 1 2, mic check 1 2. Bruh, it's February, y'all. It's February. So what I need y'all to do, I'ma keep saying it, bruh. New year, new me, bruh. I need y'all to be as disciplined as y'all possibly can this year, bruh. Like any goal, go after it, bruh. Like, bruh, anything is possible in this life, bruh. Like you really just gotta stay like disciplined and just keep going no matter what in your way, bruh. No matter if it's a person, let them go. No matter if it's your job, hey, I ain't gonna say let your job go. Like, just have a plan with anything you do, bro, and it's gonna happen, bro. It's just like, and you can't be impatient, cause everything is just like you can't rush something that you want to last forever, you know. So like, no matter if you want that girl, that dude, but don't rush it. It's gonna take time to build whatever you trying to build. Like this YouTube thing that I'm trying to do, I know it's gonna take time to build. So I'm not gonna be like, damn, bro, it's been a week, it's been a month, 2 months, bro, 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, bro. I ain't the top YouTuber. I ain't this, I ain't that, bro. It's gonna come, bro. Like and don't be in competition with everybody. Like you gotta you gotta have competition, but let it be healthy. Don't be like, oh, this nigga right here, like he on top. Nah, fuck that nigga. Nah, bro. You gotta love the process, bro. And I know I'm talking that head off, but I need to get this through your head, bro. It's a matter of time, bro. No matter what you doing, going to school, doing YouTube, selling shoes, starting a business, whatever it is, bro. It's just gonna take time, bro. But you gonna get there. I promise you, you gonna get there. Look at me, you gonna get there. No matter what nobody say, no matter who hating on you, no matter what, bro, you gonna get there. Just be patient, remain patient, and just keep your eye on the prize. Like my friend always say, bro, we are at war with poverty, bro. Like, look, you just gotta keep going, save your money, love life, bro. Like some people, everybody grind different, bro. Everybody grind is different, so don't compare your grind to this person grind. It don't work like that. Focus on you. How can you better yourself? But y'all, hey, oh yeah, I know I'm talking ahead of. Hey, welcome new subscribers, new people. Hey, how y'all doing? Man, we're coming with a disturbing police sketch and photos. Man, let's go ahead and jump into this video. Also, last thing before we jump in, I love y'all. And hey, if you mess with me, go ahead and hit that subscribe button below. And let's go ahead and jump to the video. You feel me?
QTV, Channel 5, NBC in Chicago. We now leave the air and wish you a pleasant good morning.
That's a weird way to wake up. Ugh. Okay.
You wouldn't think that images intended for the good purpose of locating someone would ever turn out to haunt the people that view them. However, that's exactly what happens with a myriad of police photos and sketches. Tonight, we're going to dive into a few of these disturbing photos so that we can dissect their stories and maybe figure out what
Let's
makes them
get
all
to
so
it.
eerily unsettling. So kick back, get
Say
cozy,
less.
enjoy the video.
I kicked back too much. Let me lean up. Oh, what the?
Our first story starts on September 19th, 1999,
Okay.
in Canbrook, Pennsylvania. An unnamed 10-year-old girl was walking along the side of the road with her two friends when they noticed that a certain teal car had passed by them multiple times. After a final pass, the driver finally parks the car and steps out. He approached the girls and inquired about the location of a yard sale. But before the unnamed girl could answer, the man grabbed her, threw her over his shoulder, and brought her into the car.
What the?
The man fled the scene down south on State Route 160 towards the town of Berlin. As he drove, he pulled out a handgun and pointed it at the girl, stating that he would kill her if she didn't stop screaming. He subsequently put down the gun and struck her across the head.
I ain't gonna lie. That's the best case scenario. Me yelling and you got ahead ending it right there. So I'm not letting you take me nowhere. For I'm in that bit. I'm doing everything, bro. Like you gotta do the most, bro. bruh. Like, watch your surroundings, y'all. I cannot have this happen to any one of y'all, bruh. Watch your surroundings. And especially now, bruh. Everybody be on their phones, bruh. Stay off your phone. Like, focus. Like, you gotta be, like, people weird nowadays, bruh. You gotta watch your surroundings.
At one point along the drive, the man pulled over to the side of the road and moved over to the passenger seat, where he assaulted the girl. When another vehicle started to slow down and approach the man's car, he told the girl to lie down as he sped off, crossing the state line into West Virginia. Eventually, the man made it to his destination, a remote location later determined to be along West Virginia Route 26, south of Markleysburg. It was here that he committed unspeakable acts against the girl. The man then ordered the girl to clean herself with paper bags that he had brought along with him in the car, as he did the same. He then proceeded to toss the bags out the window as they got back on the highway and continued to drive towards Markleysburg. After traveling a short distance, he stopped the car and forced the girl out. He told her to count to 100 and then walked to a nearby convenience store where she could call her parents. The girl got out.
I heard of this story. Wait, hold up. No, wait. This might be a different type of story because this sounds familiar.
The man continued south. As the girl walked along Route 26, a passing driver picked her up and contacted Pennsylvania State Police. Now, the article where I'm getting my information from doesn't mention anything about where this police sketch came from, so I'm just going to assume that the girl described to the police what the man looked like, and this was the end result.
What the
For me,
fuck?
what makes
Who? Fuck it. Nigga, that's like a skinny Mario. Jesus Christ. Oh my god. Nigga.
this image so disturbing is the uncanniness of it all. The whole face is disproportionate.
That nigga look black
The
and
massive
Asian.
pupils make the man
With-
look
with a
he
little bit
almost
of
has
white.
dark pits for eyes. The entire lower half of his face seems like it has been stretched, leading to a long nose and almost no chin. Jumping back to the story, while the police were searching along Route 26, they discovered the bags the man had cleaned himself with, and they were able to get fingerprints and DNA samples.
We got you. Gotcha.
However, when the samples were submitted into the FBI's combined DNA index system, no matches were identified. It would be until 2004, 5 years later, that
Damn.
this cold case would gain traction again.
Okay.
The DNA found from the paper bags matched that of an unidentified suspect in 2 other cases from 1988 that were very similar in nature, all 3 of which having to do with young girls. Finally, in December of 2018, FBI agents entered the fingerprints into the system again to look for matches, which resulted in one, Timothy D. Nelson, who had an unrelated arrest in Maryland a few years.
You are a, bro. Look. I can't cuss because like they gonna do like YouTube gonna do the most. But you are a evil person, man. Like why are you going out here out your way to look for little girls and do like harm to them? Wait, hold on. Let me relax, cause I don't know if it's actually him. So let me chill, cause I ain't let him talk.
Nelson was arrested again, and his DNA was tested to match up with that found along Route 26.
Okay.
As of 2019, Nelson was sentenced to 30 years in prison and placed on $750,000 bail.
Damn.
Our second story begins during
So
January
listen.
of 1989 on the Chicago TV station WMAQ. As you saw in the intro, WMAQ performed their usual sign-off, but immediately after, the viewer was greeted by a missing persons photo for a Joanna Lopez, along with the phone number. According to those who saw this in person, the photo stayed up all night long, and I can only imagine that having this image stare back at you all night, only accompanied by the sound of
All night, bruh. We have all been through that one moment when we wake up in the middle of the night. Like somehow you go to sleep, like in the middle of the night, you'll wake up and then some George Lopez when you know you didn't have Nickelodeon on. Like we all have been through that. Don't say you haven't. We all experienced that. I don't know why. Maybe it's a universal. Bruh, you know, not one person on this video cannot tell me they ain't woke up and some George Lopez jumping out the bottom of the screen. You cannot say it did not happen. Everybody experienced it. So just imagine if you woke up in the middle of the night and some missing lady just looking at you like, ugh. Boy, I would never go to sleep with my TV on ever again.
static would be a bit unnerving. The same incident occurred 2 years later in 1991. The sign-off was followed by the exact same picture and phone number.
Don't do no video.
As much as people searched, absolutely nothing could be found on Joanna Lopez.
Damn.
WMAQ was the only known TV station to broadcast this missing persons report. Many people have tried calling the phone number, but it appears to only lead to certain public services. In 1979, the number belonged to the Regional Directory Prevention and Treatment Resources. In 1986, the Protocol for Child Death Autopsies. And in 1991, the Child Fatality Investigative Procedures Manual. When WMAQ was asked directly about the case, they stated that it was submitted by an anonymous source who stated that they would call back later, but never did. And there's absolutely no info on why they decided to air the exact same image 2 years later. The only chance at a lead would come in May of 1994, where an unidentified Jane Doe was killed and later found in an alleyway in Chicago.
Bruh, stop showing these pictures, nigga. Bro, like they be throwing these pictures up. Bro, why not watch these at night, bro? These pictures be messing me up. Like, she is, bro, she's a beautiful young black queen. But like, no, I'm sorry, I can't.
The people believe that this could possibly be our Joanna Lopez.
Alright,
I'm not entirely
we're gonna
sure
look it up,
if
we're
I
gonna look it up,
see
we're gonna look
any
at it.
resemblance.
We're
Even
legit.
more unfortunately, I've heard that the killer couldn't remember the name of the woman he killed, so will most likely never know her identity.
Wow.
A few months ago, one Reddit user attempted to recreate what Joanna could possibly
Stop,
look like.
stop,
However,
stop,
considering
stop,
that the image is
stop.
so low quality, it's unlikely that we'll be able to know 100% what
Mhm.
Joanna looks like from
Chill
this
out.
image alone. The most recent lead came from one of the moderators for r/Joanna Lopez. They state that in February of 2022, they were able to search for and contact someone who matched Joanna's age, location, and name. The woman picked up the phone and confirmed that yes, her name was Joanna Lopez, going on to explain that she did run away from home at age 18. However, the call was cut short and Joanna said that she would call back later, which after all this time she never has, and it's safe to assume that she probably won't. It's entirely possible that this was the Joanna Lopez we were looking for, and
I
it's less
doubt it.
likely that she was pretending to be Joanna Lopez, considering that the moderator was the one who reached out to her and not vice versa. But of course, we can't confirm anything unless she gives the moderator a call back. And that's the current state of the Joanna Lopez case. If you or anyone you know might have any possible
That's a
leads for
crazy
this case,
picture.
don't hesitate
Get
to reach
this
out to
off
me
my
at
screen.
nightfareinquiries@gmail.com.
Like, bruh, you
or make a
bugging.
post at r/Joanna Lopez.
How y'all doing though? Y'all
Our
doing
third
good?
story starts way back on the morning of August 22nd, 1987, in
Damn.
Melbourne,
I
Australia.
see how all these around
After detaching a
1990,
pane from a
1980.
home's window, a balaclava
Oh!
broke.
Yeah, I'll definitely not look at that damn screen. But what the boy, YouTube, bro, y'all gotta let me cuss, bro. Cause what the actual is that? What the actual? I can't even look at that. We're gonna
into
look it
a
up.
family's
Wait,
house
how y'all
in
doing today, bro?
Kentucky
Y'all
with a
doing
knife
cool?
in
Y'all
one
cool?
hand and a gun in the other. The intruder made his way to the parents' bedroom and bound them with a sailor's knot on the floor. Over the course of the next 2 hours, the intruder would sexually assault the family's 11-year-old
Bruh,
daughter.
can you get this junk out the
before
screen,
leaving
bro? I
with
can see
a
out the corner of
stolen
my
box
eye.
of records and a blue jacket. This criminal would go on to be
Man,
known
we
as
real
Mr.
niggas, right? We gonna look
Cruel,
at it.
after he gained infamy as one of Australia's most wanted criminals. The family was able to get a hold of the police, and the daughter would go on to describe the attack to them. The girl told the police how during Mr. Cruel's 2-hour break-in, he made a call on the family's home phone, where he threatened whoever was on the other end, telling them to move their children or they would be next. However, once the police checked the phone records, there was no such history of this call ever happening. It would only later become evident to the authorities that Mr. Cruel faked this call in order to throw them off his scent. Over a year later, days before Christmas in 1988, Mr. Cruel broke into another home, this time in the Ringwood area of Melbourne, a couple miles southeast of his previous break-in. Again,
Wow.
with his ski mask, knife, and
Do
gun,
not show this
he
picture.
bound and gagged John Wills and his wife. Mr. Cruel assured the Wills that he was only there for their money, but then quickly proceeded to make his way to the bedroom where
Wow.
all 4 daughters slept. Mr. Cruel woke up one of the daughters by calling her by her name, Sharon Wills, before he blindfolded.
Imagine. I'm blocking my door when I go sleep tonight. Bruh, imagine. I don't even want to speak that. Let me close my door, bro, before I say some shit, bruh. Alright, let me lock it too. Alright. I ain't play with y'all, bro. But imagine, bro, you wake up and a nigga like just nah. We gonna say in my case, bro. Say imagine my ass wake up and nigga be like, Brandon, I'm a bitch. Like, boy, like what are you talking about? No, bro. This is why you always gotta stay prepared, bro. You just never know. Like, there's just too many weird niggas in this world, bro. Like, why do people gotta go through this?
Folded and gagged her, fleeing the house with her the next morning. Eventually, John Wills freed himself from his bondage, and since Mr. Cruel had cut every phone line in the house, he ran over to the next door neighbor to call the police. 18 hours later, just after midnight, Sharon Wills would be found wandering the streets dressed in green garbage bags, eventually being reunited with her family and the police.
Wow.
Because Sharon was blindfolded, she was unable to give a thorough physical description of Mr. Cruel, but she recalls how he made her take a bath after the assault, as to wash off any potential forensic evidence. This case would later be tied to the one that happened a year prior in Lower Plenty. Mr. Cruel's third crime would take place a little under 2 years later, in the suburbs of Canterbury, west of Ringwood and south of Lower Plenty. Brian and Rosemary Linus were attending a farewell party that evening, and so they left their 2 daughters at home, that being a 13-year-old Nicola and 15-year-old Fiona. It would be just before midnight when Mr. Cruel would break into their home. He tied Fiona to the bed and instructed her to tell her father that he would need to pay him $25,000 for Nicola's return. After that, he took off with Nicola in the family's rental car that was parked in the driveway. However, without receiving his money, Mr. Cruel would drop Nicola off at an electricity station a few days later, where she was wrapped in a blanket and blindfolded. As Mr. Cruel drove off, she took off the blindfold and called home at 2 in the morning. Nicola described to the police that Mr. Cruel was around 5'8", with reddish-brown hair. She stated that she was forced down onto Mr. Cruel's bed, where a neck brace contraption held her in place while she was abused. Nicola says that she heard him speaking aloud to another person.
Why do I watch these videos at nighttime? And number 2, how are people this evil? Like how do you get like a girl from her home and just do like unspeakable things? Like where is the disconnect in your mind to where like you just like you don't see nothing wrong with it, and like you just drop her off or you do whatever? Like how do you do some stuff like that? And like why? Like I don't get it. And I like what's the purpose? Like, nigga, you I literally don't know what to say. I literally don't know what to say, because this is just like, bruh, this girl is a little girl, bruh. Like, she got family, she got parents that love her. You gonna take her and just do crazy for no reason? Like, Shawty ain't do nothing to you. The family ain't do nothing to you. Like what make people just go out their way to hurt people? Like, is it cause like I always heard a quote like hurt people. So like who hurt you? And I'm not trying to be one of the people like, oh, who hurt this guy? Like, why is he? No, but like for real, who hurt you to the point where this is like you don't have no sympathy, you don't care about nobody, no little girl, no nothing. Like, you don't care about your morals. Do you even have morals at that point? Like, cold world, bro. Y'all, I'ma always say it, bro. Stay safe in this world, bro. Like if you don't feel right about it, don't go. You got that feeling for a reason, bro. Do not go. No, like, same thing, bro. Like, I feel like a lot of lessons that we learned as a kid, bro, we should take with us. Like, bro, do not talk to strangers. Like I don't care. Like, hey, you can make new friends. Nah, forget that. Cause like a lot of people crazy in this world, bro. If the vibe off, bro, the vibe is off for a reason, bro. So, hey, and just in case, bro, always be prepared for anything, bro. You just never know. I'm not telling you to do anything. I'm not saying that. Whatever you want to take from that, you take from it. But just always be prepared. But let's go ahead and jump into the video because I know I'm talking like I love y'all though.
But that she never heard a response, meaning to investigators that this was most likely another attempt by Mr. Cruel to throw them off. Mr. Cruel's final crime would take place a year later.
He kept
on
going?
April 13th of 1991, where he broke into the home of John and Phyllis Chan in the Templestowe district. Once again, the parents were not in the house, as they trusted their 13-year-old daughter to watch over her two younger siblings for the night. At roughly 8:40 p.m., 13-year-old Carmen Chan and one of her sisters would head to the kitchen where they'd be greeted by a man in a balaclava and a gray tracksuit. He forced the two younger children into Carmen's wardrobe, claiming that he wanted Carmen alone to show him where the money was. The younger siblings were able to eventually force their way out of the barricaded wardrobe, but it was too late, as Mr. Cruel had already made off with Carmen. Police arrived at the Chan household only to find a note on Phyllis's Toyota Camry that said, "Pay back, Asian drug dealer." However, this would later be written off as another red herring. Days later, the Chans submitted an encrypted letter to the local newspaper using a cipher that Carmen would be able to decrypt, offering $300,000 in ransom money in exchange for their daughter. Sadly, there would never be a reunion between Carmen and her family, as the only lead that would come would be almost a year later on April 9th, 1992, where a man would be walking his dog and stumble upon a fully decomposed skeleton that was later determined to be Carmen. An autopsy revealed that Carmen was shot 3 times in the head not long after her abduction, which led many to wonder why Mr. Cruel had released his previous victims, but not Carmen. Unfortunately, no more leads would come from the Mr. Cruel case, and the operation to search for him would shut down in 1994. What sprouted from this case were many police sketches of Mr. Cruel that were disturbing, but in their own special way. Instead of having over-exaggerated facial features or dark pits for eyes, Mr. Cruel would always be covered in his signature balaclava, meaning that the most disturbing part of these police sketches is that we truly don't know what he looks like, and most likely never will. Our final story takes place on September 30th, 1952.
This killed me, man.
In Colorado, 6.5 miles south of Black Hawk, in a small gulch off of Highway 119. It's Tuesday afternoon, and Charles Dammoth is at the mouth of the gulch hoping to shoot some magpies, while also looking for spent ammunition casings. Dammoth had been in this area many times before, so it was a shock to him when he found something new there. A pyre. More specifically, a large charred log. When he lifted up the log, he found that a body laid beneath it, except it was less of a body and only just 15 pounds of human flesh and bone. The 7-foot log and the woman's body both smelled as if they had been soaked with gasoline. After discovering the body, Dammoth visited the site several times in the same evening before eventually reporting his findings to the authorities. Investigators discovered a rhinestone necklace, a fragment of sequined cloth, a small electric razor, metal rivets of blue jeans, the sole of one shoe, earrings, a purse, and an empty lipstick container. They also discovered a man's ring with no setting near the woman's remains. One of the legs had been pulled away from the rest of the skeleton, carried a short distance, and then dropped, possibly by an animal, and a small patch of her hair was still attached to the woman's skull. Police suspected that the woman was killed up to a month before, and that she was possibly killed in a different location before being transported to and burned in the gulch.
Wow.
After an autopsy, it was found that this woman was 5'7", had a prominent overbite, and was killed 20 days prior. The death was most likely caused by bludgeoning to the head, but police were unable to determine whether or not she was alive while being burned. About half a dozen men were interviewed for the crime, including Charles Dammoth. Charles explained during a lie detector test that he had moved to Colorado with his second wife 3 years earlier,
Okay.
who had given birth to their son just weeks before Charles found the body. When asked why he returned to the site several times before reporting it to the authorities, Charles said he just wanted to look at the body. A few days later, a 3-foot-long stick was discovered near the site that had blood all over it, which was determined to be what the murderers used to bludgeon the woman's head. Soon after, Charles divorced his wife and quickly moved out of state to Cass City, Michigan. 6 months after that, a woman who knew Charles reported to the authorities that she had seen his pickup truck near the location of the pyre on September 10th, 20 days before the body was discovered. Coincidentally, the same amount of time that the autopsy determined was how long it took for the body to be discovered.
Okay.
Charles was again tracked down and forced to take another lie detector test, along with a truth serum that was injected into his veins. But again,
That's real? That's true. Hey, wait. The truth serum real? Somebody lying. Hold up. That's real? Hold on, can I buy that? Wait, whoa. That, nigga, the world will be solved. No, there's no way. He gotta be capped. There's no way.
and
Whoa.
the results were inconclusive, meaning that this case would remain unsolved to this very day.
That's
There are many
real?
reconstructions of what authorities presume this
Let me
woman
lie
to
back
look
in.
like, but only one of them is truly terrifying. This, like with most disturbing
No,
sketches,
no,
is anotherworldly,
fuck no.
disproportionate
Fuck no.
face. The
Fuck
entire
no.
head seems unnaturally large
No,
and
nigga.
misshapen.
No,
The
nigga.
nose is incredibly
No,
small,
nigga.
and the
Hey,
mouth is far too
I'm not
big.
looking at that shit,
The
bro.
eyes are again just large, dark.
Nah,
pupils.
bro. Hell no.
Alright, now let's try to understand why all of these images are
Hell,
so unnerving.
nigga, you better not show them hoes.
The pattern that I
I
saw
swear to
with
God,
most
click
of
out
the
this
final
video.
Police sketches is that they seem to lie the depths of the uncanny valley. If you're
Bruh. I'm done. I would never react to nothing. Hey, I learned my lesson. This is my last video. Hey, I try not to cuss, bruh, but they put that. Hey, bro, hold on. Let me make sure this nigga not finna show none of this. Yeah, y'all, the video over with. Hey, I love y'all. I see y'all next video. I'm not playing. Like, the video's over with, nigga. Hey, I don't care what he finna say the last 2 minutes, bruh. Hey, it was a good video, bruh. I love y'all. Stay safe, bruh. Yeah, I'm done with this fucking video. Like, this video might get a dislike. This video might get a dislike. Nah, it was a good video, but like this, no, this really no. I'm gonna have to go watch some anime, some cartoons, some SpongeBob, something. I love y'all. We out. Ugh. Hold on. Before I leave, I'm gonna throw y'all a little video up here. Make sure you go watch and subscribe. And now we gone.